Hey guys, I'm Cathy Harris, the face behind Mary B. Poppin and Love Y'all to Be, here to introduce yet another brand with my girlfriend Stacey. I'll let her tell us. I'll let her. It's her brainchild, so I'm just kind of helping Memphis. So go Stace.
Well, I'm Stacey Miller, and Cathy and I have come up with a wonderful group for women called the She Society. And pretty much it came about from a conversation that we had. And I was thinking that we should create a group of women, get them together, and do some amazing things. Specifically, we were going to start off with the launch of the She Society with Galentines Day. And so Kat was like, "Stace, isn't Galentine's Day just for
Single women, and you
I goes,
corrected
well,
me
you
on
know,
that one.
I think Galentine's, for me, I think Galentine's Day should be a celebration of women. It should be a day when women have fun, be they single, in a relationship, or whatever. Just women get together, have fun, encourage one another, love on themselves, have a party, have a good time, and then leave inspired and encouraged and uplifted, and also with some gems to help them navigate this thing called life."
Absolutely, I agree, and I love that because um, as women, Valentine's Day is the day you feel like you're going to get flowers, and then if you don't get flowers and you didn't get picked, and there's a little bit of rejection behind that. And a couple of years ago, I noticed in my office of 14 women that no one got flowers, me included. And so whenever I would hear the door buzz, I would, go to the reception desk and like, dang, no flowers. And so I'm sure all the women probably kind of felt that way. So the following Valentine's Day, I bought 24 roses and I gave each of the ladies a flower in like a little card that I copied and cut and pasted and put together. And those women were so happy and just appreciative. And I was like, gosh, just a little thing like one stem of a rose brought that much joy, right? But with She Society, we're telling women that we can create that feeling for ourselves. We don't have to wait for Valentine's Day or to be picked or sent some roses or validated, right? We validate ourselves every day.
Yeah, and I also feel like, I honor people's feelings, and I've been in that situation too, where you've been in an office and you see people's flowers, and those who get flowers or don't, people feel a certain way, and then you start comparing: is your flowers bigger than mine, or better than mine, or is your note nicer than mine? All this stuff, and I just think that when women get together, I think we're so much more powerful, and I think that no one knows the plight of a woman but a woman, and so anything that we've gone through, anything that we're thinking, we've all have felt and gone through that. And so just to have a safe space where, we can give ourselves flowers and all that stuff. Not saying we don't need no men, because I'm not saying that. I'm not going to say that. But anyway, just saying that, it's just really a just good opportunity for women to just get along with other women, because, there's all this stuff between women sometimes, also, like women who say, "Oh, I don't mess with women," and this and that and the other. But just a safe space where you can just really have that's a whole nother Oprah show. And just a safe space where women can just get together and just have a good time with like no contention, no expectations. Just go in. You may not even know what you're getting into, but come out feeling so much more better. And that's what it's really about.
Absolutely. So after today, or after this podcast post, we will send out daily posts for self-love, tips to honor yourself this Galentine's Day. Yeah. When is Galentine's Day?
So Galentine's Day is usually the day before Valentine's Day, which is the 13th of February. So it'll be Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Competition. Okay, so I had never really heard. I mean, I didn't know Galentine's Day was like a thing, right? It's just like someone just said, "Oh, it's Galentine's Day." So I Googled it, and actually is the best fake holiday. And it started in 2010 from a movie that Amy Poehler mentioned it, or she threw a party in this movie called Parks and Recreation. Mm-hmm. And so ever since then, it became a thing. So I love it.
It's a good. I think it's a good concept. I actually used to, and you've been to my soirees. I used to throw events for my friends. People used to think it was a Mother's Day event, but it really wasn't. It was just a an event that I threw, a dinner or a party or whatever. I changed the theme every year for my friends that were mothers, because what I had noticed on Mother's Day was a lot of my friends who were moms, and if they were single moms, you know, they would kind of be depressed and be sad, you know, that they hadn't had, you know, any flowers, and some of their children were too young to buy them anything and stuff like that. And so I was like, well, you know what, I'll throw a party and invite all my friends that are moms, whether they're single or with someone, but throw a party for them and just give them gifts and have fun. And I changed the theme of it every year, and you know, it was fun up until I had, you know, the accident. But I had did that every year consistently, and they looked forward to it. And everybody's like, oh, this is the Mother's Day event. It's not the Mother's Day event. It's just an event that I put together because I was thinking about my friends and my moms.
Stacey, you are such a gal pal. Like, you are the girlfriend of all girlfriends. You've taught me to be a better girlfriend, because I remember we had a conversation and you were like, you have to be really intentional about your friendships. Like, you just can't pick up the phone and call them when you need something. Just call to check in, say hello, show up for people, and that's really important.
Well, I think too, if you show up for people, people will show up for you. And even if they don't,
sometimes they don't.
Even if they don't, you have to do things with the right heart and the right spirit. And that's what I mean by intention. And just having you just have to have the right spirit when you're doing things. And if you don't want to do it, just say no. Yeah, you just have to. Because sometimes people do things and then they feel like
resentful because they never really wanted to do it, but they didn't want to say no. So.
And then if that isn't reciprocated, then you really feel resentful. And then you'd be like, oh, I'm not messing with her no more.
Right, yeah.
You know, or whomever. So
okay, so what is one thing that you really value in a friendship, a girlfriend friendship?
I don't know. You know, I have so many friends and so many different kinds of friends. Some of them are crazy. But they're fun and I love them, and then I'm crazy. So, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you get all the whole mix of things. But I think really, like, I cultivate my friendships based on, I'm a vibes person. So usually we connect on some type of level. We don't have to be the same, you know. I'm not looking for the mirror of myself. I'm just looking for someone whom I make a connection with. And then from there, our connection will grow just from hanging out and talking to one another and just getting to know each other better. And the bottom line is, if you have a conversation with somebody, you normally can always see what you have in common. And most people, no matter what, have something in common with somebody else. And that's the spark that could, you know, create a beautiful friendship.
Okay, I get that. And for me, I'm kind of quirky, right? And so for me, it's a feeling, a vibe. Like, I have to feel like I can be myself with you, and it has to be a safe space for me. Yeah. So, and I've been lucky in that, you know, most of my friendships are the people that I consider my friends. I can be totally myself. And
I've been friends with somebody who couldn't even stand me. Stacey, I didn't know. No, we rocked for years, and I personally couldn't be that fake for that long. I just couldn't do it. But
that's crazy.
And it just came out in an outburst, and I'm like, okay, girl.
Well, people do change, and if you guys had been friends for years, maybe you grew apart, but yeah, that's a whole nother. We have a whole bunch of Oprah talk.
Yeah, you know what it is. I think what happens too, sometimes people start looking at other people's lives and other people's decisions. And if your life is not, you know, if your lives don't mirror one another, that's what I'm saying. I'm not looking for the mirror of myself. No. You know, if your lives don't mirror one another, people want people who are just like them. Because if misery loves company and you're miserable, I'm not. So I think that was kind of the issue, was like, I wasn't miserable and I was always helping her with her foolishness.
Because a friend is going to applaud for you and support you and cheer for you and be there for you. They're not going to compare and try to keep you, limit you by their limitations. But what do you think about, how do you feel about friends, sharing friends? Like a spin-off friend.
Oh, I don't have no problem with that. Now, I do know people who do have a problem with that.
So
I don't have a problem with that. So, like, for instance, okay, so if you and I are friends, and I introduce you to a friend of mine, and you two seem to be hanging out more than we hang out, I'm not threatened. Because I'm securing my friendship with you, and I'm securing my friendship with her. So if you all get to be besties, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Because I'm fine with our friendships, no matter or the triangle, whatever it is, I'm cool with that. So I would celebrate that because I'm like, oh, cool. I knew Cathy and so would hit it off, and you did. So
and I think I'm like that too. I always said, oh, I don't care if my friend becomes your friend. It's fine. It's a bigger circle. What is that Girl Scout thing you say? My friends is your friends, and the circle of friendship grows, right? So
I think what would probably happen is that you would have some type of feeling. There would be some kind of vibe that you got that made you feel like you were intentionally being excluded. That's why you would feel some kind of way. But if you didn't feel that, and you're really the way, if you really support and celebrate your friendships, you wouldn't care. But if you felt like if you felt like that, like they were really excluding you, or you started getting, you know how people start treating you funny before they start riding off into the sunset with somebody else. Yeah, that would have made you feel a certain kind of way, and I get that. I'm that crazy.
I hope Girlfriends comes back. I hope they make a movie. I love that show, Girlfriends, and what was the other, Living Single? Like those were good friendships.
They were good friendships because it seemed like everybody was allowed to be their own crazy, quirky selves, and they all got along. And then when they didn't, one of the other ones was there to say, "Now you know you're wrong."
Right, exactly.
You know, and coax them back together and do all that good stuff. And that's maturity, you know. And I think that's what a lot of friendships lack, because people are still their 19-year-old selves at 52.
Yep. Oh, hey, 50-ish. So here's my 50-ish brand for women in their 50s. So that's exciting. I'm glad that that you took this time to talk about and introduce She Society. By the way, I got the website. I bought the name. So once we grow, we have our website.
Oh, that's amazing. So we're looking for new followers and gal pals, and come on in. I belong to a couple of women's groups. I do. I love everything woman, and I just think that we just need to support and encourage each other, because bottom line is, like, no person is an island. Like, I think everyone needs some form of support and some form of tribe, or, you know.
And what I love about you too, Stace, is that you will speak me up in rooms that I don't even have any clue exist. And you've done that so many times. And that is valuable and appreciated, that she has had business meetings where she brought me into the meeting and I didn't even know the meeting was going on. You know what I mean? And that's powerful, and I appreciate that. And you didn't have to do it, because I would have never known it happened, because I didn't know anything about the meeting.
Well, but your line is, if you know someone, like, is what they say. If you see something, say something.
But so many people don't do that.
Well, that's true. But the thing about it is, there is enough for everyone, and you shining does not dull my light. You know, and me uplifting you or including you in something that I know you'd be perfect for. Now, sometimes once I do that, I have to beat you into doing it, because you. I don't know if I can do that. I'm like, you can do it. You can do it.
That's a confidence one.
So yes, and then, you know, our long text, or I have to tell you, like, you can do it. Just close your eyes and jump. Just do it. You know. And
put on your big girl panties. That's what you tell me. Put your big girl panties on and do it.
And that's it. I mean, because the bottom line is, like I said, it takes nothing away from me to, you know, include you, or to.
So many people don't have that mindset those days. They're walking around with a scarcity mindset, and they're not sharing. You know, they're not talking you up. You know, so I appreciate that about you.
You're welcome. But, you know, it's my pleasure. But it's the same thing, I think, that with people's relationship with money. You know, like, if you hold on to it so tight, that's all you got is what's in your little balled up fist, right? But if you open your hand, there's more. Your hands are open, so it's able to receive more. You know, you can hold more with your hands open than you can with them closed. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So that's the thing. I just always, and I think in terms of abundance. So, you know, it's like, I always like, have a good relationship with your friends, have a good relationship with yourself, have a good relationship with God. And then I think other good relationships will just automatically gravitate toward you. And people weed themselves out.
Good stuff. Isn't she a great first guest? This is our first podcast, and I love you so much. Thank you.
Love you too.
So, wrap it up for us.
Okay, so look forward to more from She Society. We're going to do some posts about Galentines Day. We're going to do some additional events. We're trying to wait for COVID to do his thing, but COVID's been doing his thing to death.
Yeah.
So for like the last 2 years. So what we're going to do is we're going to just basically be socially responsible and just kind of do some events that I think are more smaller than what I would normally do.
Mhm.
But it will just be a way to keep everyone safe, but everyone will still have a good time. And then it could just build and grow
community.
organically like that. I think.
Mhm. Maybe we can do something for Women's Month, which is March.
It's in March, yeah.
Look for us.
So maybe we can do a remix of our Galentines Day event, but just don't call it Galentines Day.
Yeah.
Just have a she party.
Right. She. It's cute.
Yeah.
So thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Coach Levette, Co-Biz. We appreciate you all. Peace.